make it look like I'm fighting back and whatnot. So we did that, and then I threw him to the ground. And after I threw him to the ground, he had no bruise. I wanted it to look more real. So then I threw him to the ground. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie. So I went like this. Why did I do that? To give him a scar.
Where I came around with the bleach, the infamous bleach in the hot sauce bottle, poured it on his shirt, and that's when we took off.
In this 21st century that we find ourselves currently living in, we have had some strange events occur. Obviously, the climate in the United States has been definitely crazy in terms of civil rights, human rights, LGBTQ rights, which is taking a rise. Basically, Asian American rights, hate crimes are being committed all across the country. But this one that you guys may or may not know of has basically blew up in the media, and it's one of the strangest things to ever occur. It's strange that one man who basically skyrocketed to stardom after so many years used his persona, used his platform, if you will, to basically create a hoax to inspire sympathy and to coax the public into believing that a hate crime was committed against him, to basically skyrocket his persona even further. Now, who I'm talking about your favorite guy, Jussie Smollett, as he's known by Dave Chappelle, or the term that was popularized by Dave Chappelle on his Netflix special. But Jussie Smollett, very talented young man. Well, he's actually my age, so he's 41 now, right? Very popular young man, skyrocketed his name, his persona, skyrocketed on this show Empire. Very popular show, groundbreaking show for the LGBTQ community, and him being a gay male on this show. So no, that wasn't enough for Jussie Smollett. He had to basically create a hoax to try and use and coax the public into believing that something happened to him. And what better way than to say, as a gay man, a gay black man, that I was attacked. So now we see those attackers or those co-conspirators in this whole process. They actually did an interview, and they're coming out with a 5-episode series, the docu-series, if you will, on Fox. And they tell their story how full of shit your boy Jussie Smollett was.
They took our beautiful bench.
This is where we waited for Jussie to come before we attacked him. So we got here with 10 minutes to spare, and we had to plan our escape route to survey the land. His building is actually right here, right above the stairs that we're going to attack him at. We made sure we got there at 2 a.m. sharp.
On the dot.
On the dot. We had no phones because he did not want us to bring any phones. He said, so we don't lose them. I don't know if that's really the reason, but you can deduce your own reason. So 2 a.m., he was nowhere to be found. He was not there. So we were like, damn, what do? We didn't have no way of contacting him. He had no way of contacting us. So we waited here for about, what, 4 minutes?
It was about 4 minutes,
4 minutes.
But it felt like forever.
Because it was cold as balls. So I saw him out the corner of my eye.
A few moments later.
Beat my ass, make it look like I'm fighting back and whatnot. So we did that, and then I threw him to the ground. And after I threw him to the ground, he had no bruise. I wanted it to look more real. So then I threw him to the ground. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie. So I went like this. Why did I do that? To give him a scar, to give him a mark, to make it look real, like he really did get his ass beat. After I did that, I fake kicked him. I don't know what he was doing. I wasn't paying attention.
That's where I came around with the bleach, the infamous bleach in the hot sauce bottle, poured it on his shirt. Then I finally put the rope around his face. I did not put it around his neck. I just placed it on his face, and that's when we took off.
Now imagine you're on your way, 2 o'clock in the morning, in Chicago, cold January night, and you find yourselves walking down the street, right? And all of a sudden, two white guys, allegedly, 2 o'clock in the morning, just run up on you, give you a wedgie, attack you, basically pour hot sauce and bleach on you because they just happen to have these things and a rope because they've been waiting on you all night, right? That's what's been going on. Because according to Jussie Smollett, he received mail, hate mail, at his offices or the studio, Fox Studios in Chicago, which is where Empire is filmed at. So basically, he was already expecting this. So if you already receiving hate mail, why are you walking out 2 o'clock in the morning to go get a Subway sandwich or whatever it was you were planning on getting, when you could have people do that? So these attackers, they got up on him, gave him a wedgie, gave him a noogie, all these great things, right? Had hot sauce on them, Clorox on them, chlorine, poured it on them, had a noose or a rope, put it around him, and screamed, "This is MAGA country" in Chicago, and dipped. You contact the authorities with the rope around your neck, and you go on with this BS saying this is what happened. And come to find out, lo and behold, you give them a description of the guys, and the police, which is damn good detective work, or police work if you will, put 2 and 2 together and find out that, hey, these were some guys, some Nigerian, some black guys, and they found out that these guys actually worked with you on Empire. And what turns out to be that these guys actually know you. So these guys were arrested, and you're playing along, throwing them under the bus, all these things like that, because they're supposed to be white guys, not black guys, not two big buff black Nigerian dudes, right? You letting these guys sit in jail because you have to see it all the way through. So being that you're a co-conspirator, I'm doing my buddy a favor. I'm sitting my ass in jail while he's sitting up here receiving all of the sympathy. And okay, 1 day's passed, 2 days passed, I'm still up in here, and this dude ain't got me out yet. Nah, player, we're gonna have to drop a dime on your ass. So the homies, Abimbola and Olabinjo Osundairo, sorry if I messed you guys' names up, they decided to drop a dime on Jussie and tell the police, hey man, this is all a hoax. The homie paid us $3,500 and he's not getting us out. So hey, we got to get up out of here. So they finagled their way to get it, not finagle, but basically told the truth of what actually happened, and that Jussie's full of shit. So you have guys who have proof that they conspired with you, and what do? You stick with it, Jussie. You stick with it, and you cost the city of Chicago $120,000 on this investigation, and you still end up getting convicted. You got these guys that took the stand on you. They took the stand, and they say you did this, this, and this, and you're still trying to fight it. Your attorney's trying to defame these guys. So you take it to trial, strangely enough, and then you're acting like you're some civil rights guy, gay rights warrior, and all these things, putting your fist up. But Jussie, you're not built like that. It's too much proof against you. These guys know you for the day. These guys admitted who they were. These were your friends. These guys thought that you could help them because you blew up. They were aspiring actors. Hey, we're from Chicago. We got a good friend, our good friend Jussie Smollett. And we get him his weed, we give him his paraphernalia, we get him things around the way to hold you down. And now that we got locked up, you won't hold us down? And you pay us $3,500? And we end up catching a charge for conspiring with you? Nah. So on December 9th, 2021, Jussie got convicted of 5 felony counts of disorderly conduct and was sentenced to 150 days. And he's still sticking to this story, guys. He's still sticking to this story. Why don't you just come out and just say, bro, I think people would appreciate it more. Like, I was just trying to build up my celebrity. I was just trying to show what goes on in these streets. It was symbolic. I did it. I was wrong. And just apologize, bro. But you're sticking to it. And these guys are telling you what actually happened is the crazy part. Now, the brothers, like I said, they didn't walk away unscathed. They got 2 years probation, which obviously means that they were convicted of disorderly conduct or conspiring as well on this hate crime. and they had to pay a fine. So your career is over, Jussie. As soon as it blew up, you had a good run, but you got too greedy, which is what a lot of people do. They get too greedy and they try to do as much as they can or thrive off of the climate. As much bullshit as we got going on in this country right now with race relations, political relations, you sat down and you planned this all together. You put the politics in there, the MAGA country. You put the white man. You put the fact that you're a black gay man in there. And you had a white attacker or white attackers. So you tried to have this hoax all encompassing with all the fundamental ingredients to inspire sympathy. And it backfired, and look where you are. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is crazy. I'm glad that these brothers are coming out speaking on it, even though some people would say they should have held him down, they should have did the time, and this dude, they had no communication with him. Hey, do your thing, man. I'm glad they exposed this fraud. As they said, this crazy fraudster. Let me know what you guys think, though. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps us support the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. With that being said, listen, it's your favorite everything, JR Wisdom. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen, and that's where I'm going to see you guys at. This is Wisdom. I'm out.
Yeah. 50 Cent. 50. Part 2. Bring it back. Yeah. Can't forget Tony. 50.